Hi guys, it's Miss Simon. So I wanted to do this video today to help you guys out with grammar. So this week in grammar, we've been talking about the verbs be and have. Okay, we've learned that they are irregular verbs, so they change forms as you change tenses. Okay, so when we're talking about be and have, we also talked about the verb phrases on Wednesday. Okay, and today we're gonna talk about the verb, still continuing with the verbs be and have, but we're going to learn that verb phrases have to be consistent, okay? And when we look at that word consistent, we know that that means the same, okay? And so what that is talking about is when you have a verb be and have, it has to match both the subject and the tense. So it has to match whether the subject is singular or plural, and the tense it's happening in. So is it happening in present tense? Is it happening in past tense? Is it happening in future tense? And that's what we're going to talk about today because we need things to match up and be consistent. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to go through the lesson and I'll tell you what to write down kind of in your notes. And then we'll do some examples together. And then you'll have a quick Google form to fill out just to make sure that I understand that you understand the concept. So let me share my screen with you. Okay. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about those consistent verb phrases. Okay. So when using the verbs be and have, remember to use verb tenses consistently. In order for your sentences to be correct, the verbs must be in the same tense. Okay, so if it's in present tense, it has to be in present tense. If it's in past tense, it has to be in past tense. So they have to match up. So go ahead and write that down. Consistent verb tenses. Okay, that's going to be your header at the top of your page. And then those notes that you are going to write down are going to be when using the verbs be and have, remember to use the tenses consistently. The verbs must be in that same tense. I'll give you a second to write that down and then we'll go over an example together. Okay, so if we look at this first example, it's giving you an example of a verb tense phrase that is incorrect and one that is correct. Okay, and we're going to talk about why this one is incorrect and why this one is correct. So if we look at this example, okay, I had asked Laura to come with us, but she had to go to swim class that day. So we have two verbs in this sentence. We have two verb tenses, okay? The first one, I had asked. Had asked. Well, if we look at this verb had, okay, had we know is in the past tense. Past tense meaning it already happened. So she already asked Laura to come with them, okay? But she had to go to swim class that day, okay? Well, if we look at had to go, okay, that means that she still go is in present tense. So she's saying that she still has to go. But according to this verb, it already happened, okay? That already happened. So we need to change had to go to past tense, okay? So we look at this correct sentence. I had asked Laura to come with us, but she had gone to swim class that day, okay? So we have two verbs, I had asked, had gone. Both of those are going to be in past tense. When we look at this one that's not correct, had asked is in past tense, but had to go is in future or present tense. Those do not match up. Had asked is past, had gone is past. So those match up. So that is a consistent verb phrase, okay? We're gonna do a couple more examples. So if you don't understand it quite yet, that's okay. All right, so let me move on to the next one. Oh, maybe. Hold on. All right, so here are some examples. It says, tell how to rewrite each sentence so that the verbs are in the same tense as the underlined verb phrase, okay? So we're going to be looking at these underlined verb phrases and we need to make sure the other verb in the sentence is of the same tense. So first we're gonna figure out, well, what tense are these verbs in, and then we're going to change the other, okay? So we look at number 1, it says, I am coming on the adventure you have planned, okay? So I am coming. When we look at I am coming, okay, we know that is future tense. It hasn't happened yet. She's saying she is coming, okay? On the adventure you have plans, okay? But when we look at have plans, okay, have plans is in the past tense, okay? So these do not match. So I need to change have plans to represent that future tense, okay? So I'm gonna, see if it works here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewrite this whole sentence to correct have plans. All right, so I see that have plans, oops, sorry guys, is not. Okay, so I know have planned is not correct. I'm trying to get it to, there we go. Okay, and I need to change it to that future tense. So I'm going to add, okay, and here's where I'm going to change it. So I'm going to rewrite that whole sentence. I am coming on the adventure you are planning. Okay. And that's how I've changed that sentence, okay? Am coming is future, are planning is future, okay? So I have 2 verbs both in the future tense, so I know that is correct, okay? All right, now let's look at the second one. We will bring you something from where we traveled. So will bring, okay? Where will bring, we know, is in, again, future tense. Now let's find the other verb in the sentence. Use something from where we traveled, okay? Well, where we traveled is in the past tense. So I need to change where we traveled to future tense. So we will bring you something from, okay, this is going to be changed, okay? Now for this one, I'm gonna pop that up, okay? Add a note here, and I'm going to change that whole sentence. So we will bring you something from where we are traveling. Okay. So where will bring, again, future tense, are traveling, future tense. They match up. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Okay. You are going to like where we were going to take you. Okay. So let's look at this first verb phrase, are going. Okay. Are going is going to be future tense. Let's find the other verb in the sentence. We were going to take you. So we're going, okay, we know we're going is past tense. Are going is future tense. So we need to change this to future tense. So we're going is wrong. So we're going to strike through that. And then we're going to rewrite the correct sentence over here. So you are going to like where we are going to take you. Okay. So again, are going stayed the same. Well, now I needed to change were going to future tense as well. So you are going to like where we are going to take you. Are going is future, matches are going is future. Good. All right, let's look at 4, and then I want you to try 5 and 6 on your own. We have packed your bags and Dad is loaded the van. Okay, so we can read that and already know it doesn't sound right, but let's look at our first verb phrase. Okay, our verb tense for our first verb phrase, have packed. Okay, packed, okay, we should know have packed is past tense. Okay, Dad is loaded. Well, we know is loaded, that doesn't represent past tense. okay? So we have packed our bags and Dad is loaded the van. We need to change this to past tense, okay? The correct past tense, we know loaded is correct, but that is not your correct form there, okay? So let's change that. We're going to strike through this, okay? And then we are going to change that whole sentence. So we have packed your bags and Dad has loaded the van. Okay, so that one is correct. We have packed, both in past tense, your bags, and Dad has loaded, past tense, both past tense, we're good. Okay, so I want you to, for 5 and 6, I want you to look at those and see how you can correctly rewrite those sentences. Remember, the verb tense that is underlined is already correct. You need to find the other verb tense in the sentence and change that one. So we are getting excited because the trip are starting soon, okay? Take a second and see if you can figure out what that correct sentence is going to be. Okay, so let's look at 5. We are getting, okay, are getting is going to be future tense. So they are present and future tense. So they are getting excited because the trip are starting soon, okay? Well, that's not the correct form of that. That's not the correct form of are there, okay? So again, we're gonna need to change. We know that that is not correct. So we need to change that, okay? So you should have noticed that we should have changed this to we are getting excited because the trip is starting soon, okay? Again, the trip is singular, so we need that singular form of be there, okay? Is singular, trip is singular, okay? So they connect together. All right, we have present, singular, singular. Okay. And finally, we'll look at this last one. You will enjoy everything that you will saw on the road, okay? So will enjoy, meaning future tense. It happened, has not happened yet. So that form of be and that verb must also be in future tense. So you will enjoy everything you will saw on the road. Well, we know saw is in past tense. We can't have saw in past tense because it happens and not happened yet. Okay, so that we are going to, sorry guys, will saw is going to be crossed out. And we are going to change that whole sentence to you will enjoy everything that you will see on the road. So for this one, we noticed that we changed saw to see. Okay, you will enjoy everything that you will see on the road. Okay, because that has not happened yet. Future tense matches with future tense. All right, so hopefully we can see, again, these verb tenses and these verb phrases are staying the same. You're just finding the other verb tense and verb phrase in the sentence, and that is what you are going to change. Rewriting that whole sentence to see what that whole correct sentence is going to be, okay? All right, so hopefully that video was helpful, guys. You'll have a Google form that'll have a couple of those same examples in there. So you're going to change the sentence. You're going to rewrite the sentence with the corrections on there, okay? It's going to be exactly like we just practiced, right? So I hope you guys liked the video and have a good day. Bye. See you soon.